welcome to Behind the Music for Daily Hope. I'm Kristin Holton, Prouty, and behind me you see our organ. And if you listen, you'll hear a sound that you could call maybe a little bit annoying. This is a process called tuning. I'm sure if you've ever gone to an orchestra concert or to any sort of musical event, or if you played an instrument yourself, you know that tuning is a vital part of playing an instrument. Now, on a violin, you have 4 strings, and even so, you have to make sure those are all perfectly in tune. Now, on our Bigelow organ here, we have 2,790 pipes. And so that's not something that I can just hop up there and do on a Sunday morning to make sure that we're in tune. So I have technicians from Bigelow Organ Company, and they're here right now. One down at the keyboard playing the notes. Another one is up here, up in the upper parts of the organ, working at each one of those pipes to make sure that our organ is in tune. So I'm going to let them get back to work. I'm going to go into the chapel and talk with you a little bit more. But I just wanted you to be able to hear what takes place as they try and work on tuning this organ. Thanks for moving with me over into our chapel. You can see here this lovely rose window that we have, the Lutheran rose. If you haven't been in the chapel, I'd encourage you to come to one of our prayer and praise services. It's on the first Thursday of every month, and you come in here and you can pray and sing, and it's just a lovely space to be able to worship. Another smaller, more intimate space. So here I am, continuing our talk about tuning. Now you just heard the organ being tuned, instruments are tuned. There is a song in our hymnal that says this: "Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy praise." Now we don't think about our internal organs needing to be tuned unless maybe you have a pacemaker or something like that, where they're constantly having to adjust it, try and keep us working well. But here, this author is saying, tune my heart to sing your praise. So we want to be able to give God the best possible worship that we can. That's why we tune our instruments. That's why the organ is being tuned. That's why I have somebody coming to tune the piano. And that's why you'll hear this piano when I play in just a minute is not really that in tune right now. It's been sitting in here in the summer where it gets a little bit warm and the strings stretch and the wood adapts and so on. And so as I was thinking about all of these tuning things, I was also thinking about our worship service this weekend. The sermon series that we're in is called Reforming. And this weekend, Pastor Todd is preaching about David. Now, we'd like to think that these biblical characters were larger than life and they were more perfect than we are. And they just chose to follow God, and then that's how that ended. But it's not true. If you look at the story of David, he has to constantly be reformed, transformed. He wants to follow God and then he fails and he tries again, constantly being retuned, just like we have to do for instruments. So if we fail, that doesn't mean God doesn't love us or that we're not savable. We don't have, the hope of salvation, eternal life. It means that God has a plan, right? And we just have to be tuned, get back in tune so that we can be working better. So I'm going to play for you an arrangement that the composer is definitely playing with this idea of tuning. So it's going to sound a little bit dissonant, but I think you'll recognize the tune of this lovely hymn that we have, Come Thou Fount, as we think about being reformed, being transformed, giving our lives over, and wanting to be in tune with what God has planned for our lives. I'll see you again next week. Thanks for listening.